very nice introduction. It's really special to be born autistic. In fact, many people, including some of the best scientists, like Isaac Newton and Albert Einstein, they had autism. To be autistic is like to live in a dream all the time. It's a really, really long dream that keeps on going. And sometimes it's so scary. I remember when I was little, I used to bang my head up against the wall over and over, as hard as I could. I thought I'd get the dream to come out that way, and I could leave it on the wall like a smashed picture. Maybe then I could outrun it and get away fast. You know, I used to run a lot when I was little. Maybe that's why I'm such a fast runner today. Back then, my brain and body couldn't agree on anything. They liked to argue with each other a lot. I hated loud noises, flashing lights, and crowded places. Even the wind on my face or the sand on my feet made me go crazy. I would turn in circles and flap my hands. I didn't really like people touching me. My body would shake and shake. My hands would squish my ears like pancakes. It would take hours for my mouth to stop screaming. And my mom says that to a baby who never babbled and wasn't able to speak, I could sure scream loud. When I was little, I wanted everything to always stay the same. It really bothered me when people moved things around. Stuff had to be put exactly in its spot to make me feel just right. I just had to have it that way. If somebody moved when I lined up, my body and mouth would scream. I made lots of rules for me and for everybody else. There were rules for dogs, rules for food, rules for feet, rules for lights, rules for cars. Actually, they were rules for almost everything. My mom said when I reached about 320 rules, nobody could remember them all except for me. Other people just had to guess what those rules were by messing them up all the time. If they got them wrong, it would make me feel sick all over my body, and I would scream and bang my head on the wall. And then we would have to start the day over, because that was one of my rules too. It would have been easier just to tell everybody what I needed them to do, but my mouth was still broken, so we just had to keep on guessing. It's not that I didn't want to talk. I really did want to. It's just that I couldn't make my mouth pay attention to my brain. I couldn't make my hand pick up and point at things either. It felt broken. I was trying my best. Sometimes it was so loud inside of my head, I thought my head would explode. You see, even then, I knew there was something wrong. My brain and my body argued a lot back then. Sometimes my brain would want to go one way and my body would want to go the other way. It was hard to keep my wits about me. Luckily for me, I was able to convince them to work together on most things, but I didn't do it alone. I had a lot of help. I think my help started with my mom. A lot of times I played alone. It was just easier that way. I was my only friend then. When I would play alone, my mother would sit next to me. She stayed close but never too close. She just had these watching eyes. I would come to her when I wanted to. She also had these great things called back eyes. All parents should have a pair of these. I'd like to grab her hand and check if she had put them on. She had used black eyes to see behind her and out of the sides of her head. It's because of her back eyes that she always seemed to know what I was going to do, even before I did it. Of course, now that I'm older, I know she doesn't have real eyes in the back of her head. It's more that she had magic eyes and could remove her eyeballs and put them on top of my head to see what I could see at that time. Now I'm learning how to do that same trick in therapy. It's called seeing things from someone else's perspective. My mom has dealt with many people like me before. She is really smart that way. She's a special education teacher. She's my mom too. And I'm lucky for that. She turned our house into a great big school for me. There was space for everything I needed. She would take my hands in hers and make the sign language so that I could feel it before she gave me what I wanted. I got hugs and green M&Ms. If I was flexible and tried something new, I got better at everything I did. I felt happy. Later, I didn't need the green M&Ms to learn new things. I still loved the hugs. I guess that's why I wasn't afraid to be touched anymore because of all that hugging. It's sunny now. I love to learn everything and love to cuddle and would love to eat any color of M&Ms now. The difference is that now I do it all just for fun. Lots of therapists came to our house to play, and later I began to go for therapy privately at school. I can't believe how many therapists and teachers have helped me in my life. All of them spent so much time with me and helped me to do things better. I can remember in every one of them, and I could give a few pages of each one of them and the things I learned from them. They helped me to be the Jordan I am today. I think I might still be running around crazy if I had never gotten therapy. I do know I wouldn't be speaking here today if it weren't for them. That's because I wouldn't know how to speak. I can tell you I wouldn't even be sitting here today and speaking to you if it weren't for the thousands of hours of therapy that have helped me to be the person I am today. Everyone that has autism is special. Don't get me wrong. Even if you don't have autism, we're special too. Just try to understand autistic people. If you try to look through our eyes when you teach us, it will make much more sense to us. And we will learn. When you think autistic people are not listening, it's only that autistic people are thinking really hard or working on a problem in their heads, so I can't answer you right away. Please just give us some time. I promise we always hear you. It's just that we have our eyes shut open and we see things differently than you do. It was a long, hard road to get where I am today, but I am also so happy to be here. I do know that not everyone has a mommy like mine, but I also know everybody has someone that loves them. So don't give up on autistic children and grown-ups. You will see everything will be all right. I hope we can all work together and we can work hard on autism. You can make a difference today. We all can. Only therapy helps. I think you can see that for me. The more therapy we have, the better. The more autistic children can learn, the smarter they can be. Autistic children want to be great. Autistic adults. Someday they want to be able to decide their own future. Some people are born with red hair, some people are born with blue eyes, and some people are born with autism. It's just the way it is. I was born with autism. I am great at math and inventing things. I could memorize baseball statistics and even play baseball great. I love studying about music, cars, minerals, and sports. When I read, my eyes see colors in every letter. It's a beautiful rainbow. I have lots of friends now at school, and they like me just for being me. I like me too. I do good things for other people too. Like when I grew my hair last year and donated it for cancer. That was my idea, and it was a nice thing to do. It's good to help other people back because so many people have helped me in my life. Autism is just a word. You spell it A-U-T-I-S-I-M. It doesn't say who I am inside. I'm just like anybody else, and I have dreams too. And so do your sons and daughters. If you would just help us, one day we might be able to share our dreams with our parents, our families, and the world. You know, autistic people are important too. It's just that so many of us can't speak up for ourselves. If you come a little way into our world, I promise you we will come a lot of a way into yours. Thank you.